What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I am here with my review for Season 2, Episode 1 of Peacemaker on HBO Max. Now, if you have not seen it yet, come on back, because there will be spoilers. As always, thank you to everybody who watches all the vids I drop, who go back and watch older videos, etc., etc. Everyone who follows on social media, all the interactions, things like that. I'm grateful. You know, without, like I always say, without you, there's no me. There's no reason for me to be here. I have been super excited for this show since last season. I, like many others, did not expect to become a Peacemaker fan. And when I say that, it's because you have a character off of the Suicide Squad who's a dick. They're a douchebag. And he kills Rick Flag, and you're like, yo, I don't care about this. And then, because remember when you heard there was a Peacemaker series coming out before the movie had dropped, you're like, wait, is this going to be like a prequel origin thing or whatever the case? And then you see at the end of the Suicide Squad that he survived. Spoiler alert. Oh, by the way, yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, click on the notification bell. Do all those things right now. I forgot to tell y'all that. But then you see the Suicide Squad, you see he survives, and then you watch Peacemaker Season 1. And then you get into it, and you're like, okay, Cena's funny. Oh, Chris went through some shit. Oh, his daddy's a horrible human. Oh, man, this gets worse and worse. And then you start to feel sorry for Chris, and you feel more empathetic towards him in a sense. And when Eagly gets hurt, and all these things, and then everything that plays out around Season 1, I won't do a full season recap. Please go check it out for yourself. And in this one, we saw the trailers where him trying to get into the Justice Gang, which, by the way, I know a lot of people are kind of upset now that James Gunn has retconned the end of Season 1 of Peacemaker, where in the original version, which I just watched on HBO Max right before this, the Justice League comes. You get Aquaman, Flash, a stand-in for Wonder Woman and a stand-in for Superman. But you actually have Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller there. But now you have it with the retcon where Adebayo, when she calls her mom, Amanda Waller, she asks for the Justice Gang. And then you get the Justice Gang. You get Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific. You get Guy Gardner. You get Superman and Supergirl. Now, granted, you have the stand-ins for Terrific, Superman, Supergirl, but you get Isabel Merced and Nathan Fillion there. But I saw some people being upset on social media, and I'm like, why? Why you mad? This is his world. It's his universe, being James Gunn. This is what he wants to establish his continuity, because going forward, he wanted to make sure, this is my world now. So I don't blame him for retconning the end of his show. I don't. Because I know there was a lot of confusion when Peacemaker came out, because Peacemaker came out and then the whole DCEU as we knew it then was ending, etc., etc. But to see Peacemaker try to get accepted into the Justice Gang, and to watch them ridicule him on mic, and he hears it, he understands that. Harcourt is going through her shit where she can't get a job anywhere in any of the intelligence agencies. The entire intelligence community has spurned her. You've got Economist who's still low-key working for Argus, because I thought he had went back to Bell Reeve, as we saw in the end of Season 1, but you find out he's working for Argus and working for Rick Flag Sr., spying on Peacemaker, who knows that he killed his son, and that's the reason he's doing it, because he needed, he's cleared, Peacemaker's cleared of everything, but Flag just needs something to lock him up for the rest of his life. And I get it. You've got Adebayo, who's going through a situation with her wife because of, again, spilling all the details on her mom. And Vigilante is just Vigilante. I think it's crazy. One thing I will say, I was watching the whole episode, and I watched the piece by piece little thing, the little documentary. It's a small little mini documentary that James Gunn does at the end of every episode. And it talks about how taking the smallest thing, like the quantum storage, and making this a bigger thing in the season, which I think is dope. Because you expound on it, and what it did was tells you there's 100 different realities, and now I think we have a better understanding as to who the bad guy is this season, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's going to be for the full season, but we find out in another dimension where we can see the other Peacemaker that we saw in the trailers. Peacemaker's there along with his father, who's alive, it's in another dimension, and his brother, who he never killed. And they are working as a crime fighting unit. Now, I'm wondering, again, this is episode 1. I got a lot of friends who've seen the first 5 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And as always, I'm a big proponent of saying, let the storytellers tell their story. But I'm wondering if the way they fight crime and the way they're protecting people is still kind of the philosophy that his dad has in a racist sense. Because remember, in season 1, Vigilante and everybody pointed out, you say you're trying to stop crime and you're about peace, but you're only policing black and brown people. And then he tries to go, well, statistically, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. You're only policing. So I'm wondering if the reason they're embraced and accepted so much in this world, this reality that we see, is because it's openly racist as fuck. I would not put it past James Gunn. And let me say this right now, me bringing that up. Do not go, well, here they go being woke. I'm going to say this, looking down the barrel of this camera. Stop fucking using the word, and you have no idea what it means. I mean this to white men and women primarily, but also a lot of you shoe-shuffling, Sambo, and ass-cones. Woke was a term created in the 60s and 70s meant for black people to tell them to stay woke and prevalent to your surroundings because of you were always under threat. That's what it meant, stay woke, stay alert. It is not this pejorative you want to use now when you don't like something that's different and it is moving forward. The term progressive means progressing forward, and you morons, I'm not saying you all are watching me who are the morons, but the morons who do this have tried to turn it into a bad thing. Oh, well, they're just trying to push this ideology, woke shit, right? Everything is, slavery, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. There is a world. I have been a firm believer before the superhero genre and all the things have shown us about multiverses. I've always been a believer in parallel dimensions and universes. I don't know how to prove it. I'm not that advanced in my scientific knowledge, and let alone quantum mechanics. But I do believe that there is a world where, there are versions of us as humans who are in animal form, et cetera, and there are versions where everyone is a racist, and then that's to different races, by the way. That's not just to one. So I do believe it. I believe the infinite, multiversal theory. But to sit there, because I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, well, if he's doing this, he's just whoa, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. I think the reflection of society is always depicted in art. And you hate it when the reflection becomes that of what you see in a mirror. I'll say it that way. I think a lot of people are like, well, I just want to watch a TV show or a movie or a comic book character. I don't want to have no politics in it. Remember, everything you watch is political in one way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't know if you've been told this, and I don't know if you just want to play dumb to the fact, but for the people who watch the X-Men, for the people who've watched Superman, who've watched Captain America, for the people who watch Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, I can go on and on. All of it is political at its core. It's just because now you don't like the message because you see yourself in the message. That's all. Back to Peacemaker. I will give this. I like the fact that we said that the doctor told Harcourt she has toxic masculinity. And she was like, I got a fucking vagina. And I think it's the descriptor. Because a lot of people will miss out on that part. And it's the descriptor of what toxic masculinity is. I know a lot of people are like, well, masculinity isn't toxic. Yes, we know as in a general statement it's not. But so many people want to jump off the hinges so quickly. Harcourt has always had to be a tough badass. She has never been allowed for what she even said, I've been trained my whole life to be this badass, to protect my country and work for my country and do what it needs. But she has not been allowed to be soft, if you will. She has not been allowed to break. And at any moment she feels like it's going to happen. We've seen it through season 1. Any moment she may feel like she may break that exterior shell, she pushes back. You have somebody like Peacemaker who's trying to break that shell, but life just keeps throwing him curveballs. Also, this nigga threw an orgy with the quickness. That's what I'm talking about. That man threw an orgy within the heartbeat. Shouts out to DC. Was like, we doing another orgy. By the way, if you've not seen Doom Patrol, the Sex Patrol episode, get your shit together. I think also the fact he had the bag of cocaine for a rainy day and was doing lines. But also to see him understand, seeing the quantum, going deeper into the quantum storage. And that's how you get the alien we see. And also to how we going back to seeing with his other self. I also think that's now how we're going to get all these extra helmets. Like I said, I think that's how you make his dad and his brother the bad guys. More so than Rick Flag Sr. Because, I from what the previews are showing, Chris is going to want to be in that world more where he is celebrated as opposed to where everything is just wrong for him. No one gives a shit about him per se. So, I mean, again, I'm interested to see what this is going to be like. I think to the best of my ability, every week I'm going to be here after the episodes giving my thoughts and breakdowns on it. We're going to probably talk about this. We're doing another Blurs in the Hood next Thursday as well. So that will be today's the 22nd, 28th. So the 28th of August, we're doing another Blurs in the Hood, myself and Winston A. Marshall. We're definitely going to be talking about it there. So we're going to do all these breakdowns and different things of the sort. So I want y'all to be a part of that. Yeah, I want to know if you watched it. What you think in the comments down below. You already know, keep it civil. We're talking about a comic book TV show here. Legitimately. All right? Like, subscribe, click on the notification bell, all the normal shit. Follow me on social media all across the board. I'm on everything, damn near, I think. It's even things I've made accounts for that I forgot, but I'm getting notifications. I'm like, oh, I do have an account there. Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. You want to support, of course, super thanks. You can put those down in the chat. Mad Titan Podcast. I got to get BC's schedule. He's been working, and I've been working, so we got to get that together, get that back. Like I said, Blurs in the Hood, we're coming back. All those things and more. Holla at y'all later. Till then, I'm out.